Well, hi, this is Ken with Village Green, and I normally don't get too tied up in the weather forecasts because they're usually pretty dire, especially in the wintertime, and then they usually kind of peter out by the time the day actually comes. The one that we have coming up this upcoming week looks to be different. I'm hearing from several different places that we're likely to have record-breaking cold weather down in the single digits. I'm hearing blizzards this coming Sunday. So I wanted to talk with you a little bit about what impact that might have on your landscapes. Um, the plants, normally we don't talk a lot about covering plants because for the most part the plants that we choose are do fine in cold weather. When we start getting down to the single digits and we start talking about multiple days of really cold weather, that's when we need to pay a little bit more attention. My hope is that by now you've already watered your lawn and your landscape so that when as this cold weather is hit, the soil is dry, or sorry, the soil is wet. But some of the plants that you may want to take another look at, the ones that I've seen get damaged in long-term cold weather, I've seen Asian jasmine, where I've seen it at least burn back to the ground and need to be cut down, and then it'll come back from the roots. Once in a while, I've seen it die. My suspicion with that one, though, is that that's because it didn't get watered in before the cold weather. Another one that's very sensitive to the cold, or more sensitive to the cold, is trailing rosemary. We use that a bit in our landscapes. We don't use a bunch of them in the landscapes, typically one, two, or three for this reason, because we do know that it's a little more cold sensitive. Indian hawthorns, that I've seen really struggle with severely cold weather. So you might try to cover those up. That might help. We just have to see. Another one is Pittosporum. The green one in particular, the green ones tend to be more sensitive to the cold, and I've seen seen those green ones die off just probably every 10 years or so. We use the variegated Pittosporum quite a bit, and that can be cold sensitive if we get really severe cold weather. And so might not hurt to cover that one up, but what we've seen is, typically speaking, those will come back. Another one that may surprise you a little bit is this has been probably 30 years or so ago. I've seen crepe myrtles sometimes even die to the ground because of severe cold weather. My hope is that's not what we're heading into, but you just can't tell. Once in a blue moon, we get severe enough weather where it can damage some of our tried and true plants. Some that will probably get burned, but will come back from the roots, are plants like holly ferns. If you want to cover those, you can. They will come back. Those are used up north all the time. Liriope. What I'll see with those is that those will look like the air has been let out of them. They'll just go flat. And a lot of times the tips will burn, but they should come right back. And then, of course, our pansies, those are used up north. And I even had a friend in upstate New York who talked about that they use them as well. Those, it wouldn't hurt to cover them if you want to keep the blooms, but they're not likely to die. So those are the plants that I've seen over the decades, the ones that have struggled the most in just severely cold weather. So hopefully this tip helps you. If you like these tips, please send your friends to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Ken with Village Green.